On October 16th, the world lost Liam Payne, former member of the globally famous boy band One Direction. Known for his charm and talent, Liam's journey was one of both incredible highs and devastating lows. In the hours before his tragic passing, witnesses at Liam's hotel in Argentina reported him acting strangely, smashing his laptop in the lobby and needing assistance to return to his room. The former One Direction star was later found after a fall from the 3rd floor. Now, this is extra heartbreaking because Liam had been really open about his struggles with alcohol and mental health in the past. Earlier this year, he proudly shared that he'd been sober for 6 months after spending 100 days in rehab. He said it was the first time he'd been able to put a drink down and really choose sobriety. It seemed like he was on a better path. Liam truly was going through a lot. It seems like he relapsed, and also since the start of this month, he has been trolled a lot on YouTube and TikTok. People exposing him for some of his behaviors and also by his ex-fiancée. Buenos Aires police said that personnel from the 14B police station went to the hotel on Wednesday afternoon after receiving a 911 call about an aggressive man who was possibly under the influence of or alcohol. The police's statement did not identify that person as Payne, though. I know that many of Liam fans are now going after his ex-girlfriend. For those who don't know, his ex has gone public with the abuse she suffered from him, recently provided additional details, and the legal conflict over those allegations was heating up in the last week. I know this is a really tragic turn of events. I'm still in shock, but honestly, if you followed his story, it's been clear for a while that he was struggling. And it's important to keep in mind this case is under investigation, and it's not clear if this death was accidental or Now, what have happened in the last couple of months, leading up to his death, things got pretty intense. His ex-fiancée, Maya Henry, had been dealing with a lot. She even got lawyers involved and hit Liam with a cease and desist letter. She accused him of stalking and blowing up her phone constantly, even using new phone numbers and iCloud accounts just to reach her. And sometimes she even messaged her mom. Maya also said that his current circle, including whoever he was with before this happened, might have been enabling his behavior by helping him get substances. If that's true, it's so tragic. So we all know the fans are already coming for Maya, blaming her for Liam's death, and she's even had to turn off her comments. But let's be real for a second. Is it really her fault? I get it. 1D fans are going through a lot right now, and emotions are running high. We're all hurting. But before we start pointing fingers at Maya out of anger or grief, we need to look at this logically. First off, Maya has been a victim in this situation too. And what about all the trolls who've been dragging Liam for months? YouTubers, TikTokers, fans, all saying Liam was problematic and that he was the reason One Direction wouldn't reunite. And he is an attention seeker after the video and photos of him went viral on the Nile concert. Are they going to take responsibility for what they said? It's easy to shift the blame to his ex because, I guess in people's minds, she's the villain in this story. But that's not fair. And since we're on the topic of Maya, let me give you some actual info so you can form your own opinion. Don't just react based on emotions. Look at the facts before deciding who to blame to cope with this loss. Let's keep the conversation respectful and remember that everyone involved is going through something. Alright, so let's break down the whole situation between Liam and his ex-fiancée, Maya Henry. Their relationship was pretty up and down from 2019 to 2022. They first popped up together back in August 2018, but didn't make things Insta official until September 2019, a year later. They were engaged, but by June 2021, Liam announced their first breakup. Fast forward a few months to October, they tried to make it work again, but eventually called it quits for good in 2022. After the split, Maya, who's 23, opened up about their relationship and hinted that their 8-year age gap made things complicated. She told people in May 2024, "I definitely chose to forgive a lot of things. When you're in love, you've got those rose-colored glasses on. You're in denial, hoping things will change, but they don't, and then the issues just keep piling up." And here's where it gets even messier. Just a week before Liam's death, Maya filed a cease and desist against him, saying he was still blowing up her phone, messaging her from different numbers and iCloud accounts. She even shared her experience on TikTok, though she didn't name Liam directly, but we all know who she was talking about. A source close to the situation said that all these legal issues were really stressing Liam out. It's just sad to see how things ended up, especially knowing the weight he was carrying. So that's the rundown on Maya and her relationship with Liam, just another layer to an already heartbreaking story. By June 2021, Liam went on the Diary of a CEO podcast and announced that they had broken up. He got really personal and opened up about how he wasn't great at relationships and felt disappointed in himself for hurting people. He said he needed to work on himself before he could be in a relationship again. Maya didn't say much publicly, but she did leave a comment under a photo of Liam with another woman, making it clear that their breakup wasn't exactly drama-free. She wrote, "Please stop sending me these pictures of my fiance wrapped around other women. This is not me, and it's hard enough knowing this has happened without seeing it. Enough now." In May 2024, she published her first book called Looking Forward. It's a fictional story, but it's definitely inspired by her real life. The novel follows a character named Mallory, an aspiring model who falls in love with a former boy band member. The story deals with some heavy stuff like heartbreak, substance abuse, eating disorders, and even abortion and self-harm. Maya said the book was based on journals she kept during her time with Liam, and while it's fictional, she made it clear that it was inspired by true events. While she didn't explicitly say how much of the novel directly mirrored her relationship with Liam, she made it clear that many parts were inspired by her time with him, reflecting on their early romance. Maya described it as something out of a fairy tale. Everyone around her thought it was like a movie. But as with many relationships that look perfect from the outside, things weren't as they seem. In the book, her character, Mallory, faces serious domestic issues, including verbal abuse and even physical violence. One scene in the book has Mallory being chased down a hallway by her partner, Oliver, which Maya hinted was rooted in reality. One of the most difficult parts of both Maya's life and the book involves pregnancy. In Looking Forward, Mallory becomes pregnant, but Oliver tells her he'll leave if she keeps the baby, pressuring her into an abortion. Tragically, Mallory suffers complications and ends up in the hospital due to hemorrhaging. This storyline is shockingly close to what Maya herself experienced. She revealed in an interview that she had medical complications during her own abortion and had to go to the hospital alone. She admitted that it wasn't something she wanted to go through, but felt that if she'd made a different decision, she might have lost the person she loved. Looking back, Maya reflected on how she became desensitized to the toxic aspects of her relationship with Liam. She said that during the relationship, she started to accept the dysfunction as normal. It wasn't until after it ended that she was able to look back and question why she stayed for so long. The narrative of blaming Maya shifts focus away from the systemic issues at play, such as mental health and Liam's struggle with addiction pressures. It's also worth noting that online trolling and public backlash can significantly impact mental well-being. And you can go on TikTok and YouTube and check out top YouTubers. Most of them have made videos on Liam in past month, and Liam was not immune to these pressures and trolls. The whole situation is still being investigated, but it's clear Liam was in a dark place and had opened up about his struggle with mental health and depression before. He shared there's times where that level of loneliness and people getting into you every so often, that's almost near a couple of times. He told Middleton that he had been in a bad place several times during his life, but had great people around me to help him through tough times. When things start to pile up on you, it can get you, and you can only control you. There are multiple interviews of him over the years where he talked about feeling stuck in his life and how he felt like he wasn't moving forward in life. I'll provide the link below if someone would like to read. During an interview on Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO podcast, he revealed his struggle with substance abuse and ideation. During his time in One Direction too, I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? He shared, and you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would ever have seen it. What's even more heartbreaking is that we've seen this pattern so many times with stars who got famous really young. They get all this fame, money, and access, but no real support. It often leads them down a bad path of addiction and mental health issues. You can't help but think if he had never entered the industry, would things have been different? Would he still be here? Lastly, there are pictures of him circulating online, which is extremely disrespectful and unethical journalism. Also, the pictures of his hotel room allegedly taken by hotel staff, which shows a smashed TV and substances on the table and sink. All this is hard to watch, so I'm not including that in the video. And once again, I want to mention that it's not clear what happened was intentional or accidental. But at the end of the day, this is such a huge loss. My thoughts are with his family, his son, and even Maya. They all deserve some peace in this incredibly tough time. Rest in peace, Liam. Let's be kind and take care of each other. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available.